Hi everybody. Today we are headed about a mile west of the house, out on what we call the range. Canyon is over there. We're headed to an old cabin site, and we think it was an old sheep herder's cabin. Well, we're getting closer to the area, but there's Mount Hood in the distance, and right now we are on the same track as where the Oregon Trail, well, one of the Oregon Trail cutoffs went through the ranch, and I've done a small portion of it back behind me, and it heads out that point. But yeah, I'd like to do the old road over that way. But for today, we're going to head down this hill and find the old house site. All right, we are at the house site. This is a hole right here where Dad thinks a cabin was. And I did detect here once already with him for just a couple hours, and there's a lot of nails. I did find a horseshoe and an old canning jar lid on the other side over there, and there was something like big down in this hole that I didn't have time to dig out. So let's see what we can find. There's a lot of tall grass here, so that's annoying, but that's the road leading out west further, and that's the road I came in on. And we used to grow wheat out here. Over there had the best soil area, but Dad planted everything into a conservation program that he got paid for doing. So there's no farming except for maintenance. We have to always check for weeds and stuff like that. So there it is. Let's get started, see what we can find. I just found something round up near the surface here. I thought I was going to dig up another nail, which I've dug a few. It looks like a jeans button. I'm going to clean it up and see what it looks like. Okay, that hole in the ground is over here, and I'm in front of this thing where I found the jean button. I just found my first square nail, and there's an old piece of glass that's kind of curved here, maybe from a plate or cup. Look at that little tack. Seems like it's rounded on the top. I wonder if this spot was where the structure just kind of keeled over, or they burned it here. I don't know. There's lots of nails. Okay, I got a 40-45 signal on my AT Pro, so I decided to dig it up. Some kind of metal here that's flattened. I'm gonna clean it up and see if I see anything. Well, this looks like it could be a hinge. I just got it 2 or 3 inches down. I got an 80 signal right here, so let's see what it is. It's loud. Oh. Well, there we go. It is some old vintage trash, guys. But that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It looks like it had 4 corners and it stood up on them. And there's a hole in each corner here. This looks like it could be silver or silver plated, but the back looks like that. It is a little bit heavy. So what do you suppose that is? Well, I think I found where they were throwing their trash. Here's an old can. Well, I got another old can. This one's bigger. Maybe this was coffee. We'll see. I'm going to clean these up and see if I can see anything on them. Well, I got some more, some kind of lid there. Oh, maybe it's not a lid. I don't know what that is. Huh. What is it? Well, there's the hole. And I just found a 22 shell. Well, I got a kind of a mid-tone 69-ish. And dug up something there, maybe a lid. Okay, I got a 78 signal. Ooh, there's a piece of pretty glass. Okay. Of course, I found a canning jar lid. Well, that's cool. I'm right here by the edge of the hole, right behind it, I guess. And I'm looking over there, and that looks like a secondary hole to me. I found another one. This one did not have the insert right next to the first. Well, I found what appears to be some kind of lid. If I see any writing on it, I'll let you know. Well, I just found this big thing. It looks like it's broken right there. And in the same hole, I found that little tack. Yeah, I found another one of these, a smaller little bolt. There's that smaller indentation and that bigger hole over here. Oh, I just found this just a little below the soil here, and this moves back and forth, and that screws into something. So what was that? Is that some horse tack? Well, down about 6 inches. Look what I found. Looks like an old stove leg. What do you guys think? That's cool. And I'm in this secondary hole, the back of it. Okay, you guys, I have something round that looks like a nickel size. Let's see what it is. Oh my goodness sakes. Is that an Indian? That's a V-nickel! I found my first V-nickel! Thank you, Charlie! Okay, let's go clean it up. I just found my first ever V-nickel. The back looks real nice. The front needs cleaned up, and I'm not sure how I should do that. Found it right over there where the metal detector is. I'm so happy, you guys. Woohoo! You can kind of see her face. Oh, I found this little thing right close to where I found the V-nickel. I have no idea what that is. Maybe a pin. Oh, I found that little thing. And in the same hole was this plate piece. Yeah, I don't know what that metal thing is. Well, I found another one of these little bolts. Down just a couple inches, I found an oil lamp. And I'll see if I can read the patent date on that. Woohoo! So it's part of an old oil lamp with the wick adjuster. I don't see a date on there. And I think the wick is still in there. I'll check with my something to see if it's dirt. Pretty cool. I wonder how old this is. Well, I don't know what this thing is. At first, I thought it looked like a bullet shell, but I don't know what it is. Well, I found this big giant thing, and it goes down deep, and this part here is kind of flimsy, but this part here is solid. And I can't pry it out yet with the shovel. I don't want to bend my Excalibur. So I might have to leave this here. Do you think it's an old stove? I'm right at one side of this hole, the south side. Well, I have to get going now. I just left that giant thing in the ground with the hole open. Nobody ever comes out here, except for the deer, coyotes, things like that. But here is my tailgate. Some junk nails that I just fence staple had to dig up. I don't know why. My 2 shell. That one's kind of interesting. The tack. I don't know what this crimped thing could be for, and I don't know what this is for. That's heavy. And that, and I have no idea what that's for. The jean stag, I don't know what that's for. Maybe, I was thinking it could go, looks like something you'd have holding the broom together, but why would they have a broom out here? Okay, that cool thing, the bolts. This is kind of neat. I didn't see this fancy part right there. It's got that wavy action going on. I think there's a stove leg. This can, I don't know what it was for. Maybe kerosene? What do you think? It has that square bottom. And these items, maybe this is for an old lamp. I don't know what that's for. This is broken. And then this, wondering what that is. All right, that's all for today. I'm going to have to come back here and find some more treasures, guys. I was so happy to find my first V-nickel and the first coin older than a wheat cent on the ranch. Yay!